And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to another weekend edition of the Code for Giants Cup number 17, your bi-weekly dose of Brazilian StarCraft. I'm, of course, RvT, and with me, I'm joined by these amazing players, by the people in the chat, and by my plushies as well. Welcome, one and all to... again, your bi-weekly event here. Shout out to Cosmos, of course, for running, hosting, and casting this event in Brazilian. We are, of course, the official English stream, and we are jumping into our first series of the night, spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ley Lines. We have the Brazilian Terran player, but off racing as Protoss, the blue Protoss. For Exemius Gaming, it is a Kamikaze. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran playing his main race, the purple Terran. It is purple, also for Exemius Gaming. Let's go. And if you're in the chat, of course, predictions are open. Place your bets on who you think will take the series. Best of luck in the chat. Likewise, also best of luck. Oh, you can also check out the bracket yourselves. The bracket is live, the bracket is stacked, but we are focusing on our series for now. We can jump into the bracket thereafter. As we are popping off with some cheese with a cannon rush. The forge has been placed, and the Kamikaze, he's starting things off with a bang. With a cannon, if you will. Boys are going to be pulled here immediately here onto that pylon. We can see Kamikaze getting ready behind the mineral line. This is the death zone. This is basically what you want to set up, is cannons behind the mineral line if at all possible. So we'll see if Kamikaze can pull that off as the probe is set up. Second probe has arrived. Oh, second probe is here. Cannons are going to be thrown down. So far, only 3 SCVs. More boys have to be pulled. Without more SCVs, I mean, these cannons are going to finish. First cannon is cancelled. Nicely done. Still two cannons left. 2 cannons to go, and it looks like they should be denied. 1 probe does fall, I believe. Yeah, there was 1 probe falling. There's 1 probe left, and so far, purple, he's holding. He's holding quite well. He's shutting down the probe, shutting down the cannons, and Marine has arrived. Yeah, the cannon, that's a kill, not a cancel. Nicely done, and purple's holding. Purple, he is holding here. We're looking good. The rush has ended. We do have a gateway on the way, but honestly, this pylon should go down. The pylon should go down. The gateway is going to be depowered, and that was a big commitment for Kamikaze. Now, again, coming into the series, Kamikaze is the heavy favorite, but Kamikaze is a main race Terran, and it looks like he was trying to be cheeky. He was trying to be a little bit, well, he was overconfident, overzealous, and so far has not paid off. We do see Kamikaze trying to reinforce with another pylon with a further proxy, but purple is looking solid. He's looking good. Behind this, getting back into mining, of course, getting to his 3 racks follow-up, second and third racks on the way. Bunker just in case. And what is the plan here for Kamikaze? I mean, he could try to set up a proxy Stargate. Cybercore is on the way, but again, this is a rough position for Kamikaze. There we go. Proxy pylon further back. This would be a prime location for either another gateway or a Stargate. Potentially Robo. Just waiting for the Cybercore to finish up. Waiting for the tech. So far, so good for purple. Is holding well. There it is. Proxy Robo, not Stargate for Kamikaze. And even though the purple has held well and he's building up and working towards Stim, building up a bio army, soon to expand and take that natural base, technically, if purple is too greedy, if he's a little bit preoccupied, if he gets over this man's down, I mean, this all-in can still work. It can still work. Kamikaze is not out of this yet, but is behind. He is in a rough position. So we'll see if purple can keep this going. For now, Stim Combat Shield's going to be on the way. Purple has yet to expand. We'll soon have the minerals for it, but may just go for a 1-base all-in. May just pull the boys and send everything across the map. We'll see if purple does commit or does expand. We'll see where he takes us. We could come up with names with the plushies, true. I still need to have like another photo shoot. You know what? Maybe over Christmas, maybe over the holidays, with some free time, with a couple of days off. Like we should have some days off in January. If that's the case, maybe I'll be able to take some photos, give them some names. The dream. Stalker has arrived. Immortals are on the way. How many gates? We have 1 gateway back at home and 1 gateway across the map, so 2 gates. Stalker aggression with the Immortal, with War Prism Micro available as well. I do favor purple though in a head-on fight. but he doesn't really know what's going on yet. The Marauder is going to come across the army. That is going to be a hefty loss here for Purple. The Immortal. Yeah, the Immortal goes down. Massive pickoff. Purple, does he turn around? Does he commit? Does he commit to the base trade? He is. Now, Kamikaze may have a recall. He has 2 cannons. He has 2 cannons back at home. Without any shield batteries and currently with no energy for a recall, I believe Purple can clean this up. The sentry, the force field. Oh my god. And the sentry is here. He spots the army. There's the force field. Sentry survives and Purple holds. There's that recall back home. There's that recall. Army has arrived. He sims it. Oh my, he's crazy. Dust him in. The Marauder gets left behind. Nice juggling here from Kamikaze. And Kamikaze's going to hold. He's going to shut this down. He cleans up every single Marine. Yeah, a little bit misjudged there by Purple. He's racing back. The Marauder should be chased down. That's a chunky Immortal. Jesus. Well, it's chunky Marauder, I meant to say. It's beefy. It is going to be chased down. And now back at home, Purple's in trouble. He is in trouble here. He's trying to tech up, getting into concussive shell. He made safety turrets unnecessary. Was just a little bit paranoid. And ideally, he would have to pre-pull the boys to repair. I mean, again, with that 1, soon to be 2, soon to be 3 Immortals, Kamikaze, he can overwhelm this. He can overwhelm the bunker. The bunker on its own is not going to do much. He stims in. The boys are being pulled. Ooh, they're being pulled to repair. Purple in a lot of trouble here. Pulls back with his army. He could be mining, but alas, did pull away. Is stuck on 1 base, and that means that Kamikaze, he's on an equivalence economy. Leading out more Marines, and Kamikaze, he's snowballing out of control. As we mentioned, Purple, I mean, that initial move out was misjudged. Misguided, if you will. And upon losing that entire first army, I mean, that's Purple losing his lead. And now from here, Kamikaze is snowballing out of control. He's pushing up into the main. There's not much to defend. There's a handful of Marines. There's 2 Marauders. Nice juggling here from Kamikaze. Saves the Stalker. From here, Kamikaze forcing his way in. Again, the bunker doesn't really mean much. Not against 3 Immortals. He's holding on for now. He's holding. Now, if Purple can snipe the prison, then maybe, but that's a big if. Starport going to be forced back. Kamikaze just forcing his way further into the main. Yeah, avoids the Widow Mine. And it's going to be all or nothing here for Purple. Yes, well, every single boy. And even with that, the force fields are brutal. Nice lift here on the factory to try to avoid that. Marines, they sim in. They do take down 1 Immortal, I believe. The others are getting low, but that's going to cost us 25 SCVs. And Kamikaze, he still maintains his army. Down to 3 Immortals. But still with Stalkers, and yeah, he does have enough. Does have enough with sheer might, with sheer control. He overwhelms. And he's going to take lead in the series. Despite the failed cannon rush, despite the awkward start to the game, which did place Purple with the lead. Again, Purple, he moved out too soon, too prematurely. Will score with his pants down. Kamikaze, he has done it at this point. He has done it. GG. Kamikaze takes game number 1. Whew. GG. Shout out to Purple, though. Again, he had a good start. He had a very nice start. He was able to deny and shut down the cannon rush. He forced Kamikaze into a really awkward position. But as we saw, you know, he still had the opportunity to commit to the all-in. Again, it was unfortunate that Purple had thrown away his first army across the map. Again, unfortunately, he got scouted. Unfortunately, there was a sentry as well on the high ground, so the force field was brutal, bought a lot of time, and Kamikaze could easily just clean up that army and just snowball from there. Very well done. Very well done there Kamikaze to still find a way back into that game. Shout out to Purple, but alas, hopefully this time, if he does find himself with the lead, he can calm things down and secure himself first before committing. Before pulling that trigger. For now, GG well played. Kamikaze does take a lead, and now we are getting ready for game number 2. Here we go. I'm glad purple is true to his name. Yeah, purple is purple. Of course, of course. Eric is playing this tournament. Yeah, we're gonna be featuring Eric most likely at least in the semifinals. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll be going over the bracket itself after this series. Now just focusing on our first matchup here as we are settling into game number 2. And spawning in the bottom right hand corner of Whispers of Gold, we have the Brazilian Protoss player, the blue Protoss representing Eximius Gaming, leading the series 1-0. It is Kamikaze. And spawning in the top left hand corner, we have the Brazilian Terran player, the purple Terran, representing Eximius Gaming, down in the series. We'll see if we can recover. It is purple. We go. Again, this time Kamikaze is not crazy enough to go for an early probe across the map to set up for a cannon rush. I would imagine this time we should be seeing a much more standard start to the game. But in general, typically when a player does off-race, does feel like they have an advantage over their opponent, I wouldn't be surprised if Kamikaze goes for another all-in. Based on the proxy that we saw last game, may see something similar here as well. We shall see. Again, I'm not too familiar with the level of Kamikaze's off-race, the level of his Protoss. Clearly, the micro is something that does kind of like transcend. It does apply to all races here. Once you get to a certain level with one, the control is going to be there. What about the macro there? What about the builds? But now purple is scouting for a proxy. Fair. Especially against Kamikaze, it does make sense. Does scout. Kamikaze back at home, going for a gate expand, economic opener this time out of the Protoss. And purple, I'm sure, is uneasy after that first game and is still scouting for proxies. Just making sure everything's on the up and up. Opening up Marine first, so Rax expand, single gas, economic opener out of purple as well. He's going for that CC on the low ground, and now we can settle into a game. we can settle in. Now, there is a bit of a give and take here. The downside for purple is, one, no SCV scout, no SCV scout. Likewise, it was Marine first into reactor, so no Reapers either, which means purple's in the dark. Purple, he has no idea what's going on, and he'll have a harder time at scouting the initial tech of choice as well from the Protoss player. From here, we could go into a factory, into a Hellion follow-up just to be active, just to try to dive into a mineral line or dive into the bases just to get a scout off. Ooh, but no, it looks like it might just be another 3 racks. We saw that last game. We could see that here again in game 2. Just building up and working towards a stim timing. I mean, it can hit quite hard, especially if it's unscouted. It's going to be on Kamikaze to figure things out, to piece it all together. There we go. As the first adept is moving out. And we have confirmation it is going to be a 3 racks, so racks expand into a 3 racks follow-up into a stim timing. Purple is building up. Kamikaze is moving out. And we have our tech of choice. Not a Stargate, not a Twilight Council. It's going to be a Robo opener for Kamikaze. Very safe play. I mean, in a way, yep, I'll stand by it. I'll say a safe opener here, a safe tech choice. This does typically lead into a fast Immortal, or it can lead into fast Immortals if necessary, if you're up against an all-in or up against aggression. Likewise, can lead into a faster Bay, into faster Colossus production. The downside, of course, is that you have no Blink Stalkers for map control. You have no Phoenixes for map control either. So these otherwise more nimble and mobile units that you can use for map control and to harass across the map are not quite there, which means Kamikaze is going to be stuck at home. Now we can opt to open up with a Prism, open up with a War Prism, and go for a depth harass across the map. That is available here to Kamikaze. We'll see what he goes for. Observer, Prism, or Immortal. Ooh, early Immortal here. Again, this does allow him to be quite safe. It means that if purple went for an early move out, there would be an Immortal to defend. Likewise, Twilight Council follow-up. I would imagine this is going to be into charge, just because Blink is going to be heavily delayed already. We'll see. We'll see if he goes for Blink or charge on the side of Kamikaze. Meanwhile, purple is still building up his army, getting to his factory follow-up. Upgrades are on the way. Massing up his bio. Kamikaze hasn't seen much across the map. No sentry, no hallucination scout yet either. As you mentioned, the likelihood of this being charged was higher, and it is in fact going to be charged. So Immortal into charge lots, ideally into Archons as well. We'll see if Kamikaze does get there. Meanwhile, Purple is going to be the first to move out. And checking the vision of Kamikaze, no vision yet, but the Observer does move out, and the Observer should come across the army. Yeah, so Kamikaze does scout, does confirm, spots the main force, and Kamikaze should be getting in position. Second Immortal's on the way, we need extra warp ins. We need to get ready for that energy overcharge as well. But again, thanks to the safety Immortal and the sentry, Kamikaze should be okay. Here comes the stim! Dust him in. Nice kiting back. Force field here at the ramp. Oh, but the army does slip in. Yeah, the force field was misplaced. And with a misplaced force field, that may just be it. We break on through. This is Artosis Pylon, but the Immortal does pop out. The Immortal has arrived. Boys are being pulled. A lot of workers going to be going down. Very successful attack so far. Getting 8 probes. Getting all the zealots. Can't even dive on top of the Immortal. Shields get triggered. Does he go for another sim? Again, the army is very battered, very bruised, but there's shield batteries. There's that second stim, going for the probes. Targeting down as many as he can and getting 14. And Kamikaze will survive. He will hold, he will survive. Again, that force field, the force field being misplaced was brutal, and that was really the beginning of the end. In saying that though, Purple does have a nice economic lead, but we've been here before, where even if Purple is ahead economically, Kamikaze, he can still have a chance at bringing it back. Because here comes a Colossus. And if he can build up to 1, 2, 3 Colossi, he can stabilize on 2 bases, get a third as well. Kamikaze can recover, as he is down 10 workers, but only 10. Across the map, Purple is going for a third CC, thankfully, setting up for a third base. Building up more Bio, Marines, Marauders, +1, all on the way. Personally, after taking an economic lead like this, you could go for one of 2 approaches from the side of the Terran. You can either try to go for a follow-up move out and go for the kill and try to break the Protoss, or calm things down, get your third base, get into a fourth base, and look to build up towards the mid-game. Personally, I would appreciate if Purple was a little bit more defensive here more than anything, and expand, take a third. In saying that, there is opportunities for drop play. Like, bearing in mind, remember, because of the opener, there's no Blink, there's no Phoenixes, there's no real anti-air, actually. The Immortal doesn't shoot up, the Colossus doesn't shoot up, the Zealots, of course, they didn't shoot up either. So Purple has the potential to go for drop play, to kill more probes, and to not really be punished for it. So there's a big opportunity for Purple, but for now, he's staying back at home. His staying back is going for at least a Mine Drop. Mine Drop is being sent out. Building up more tanks. Likewise, speaking of drops, Kamikaze is going to move out as well. Setting up a prism towards the main. Main base is exposed. Likewise, I believe Purple has yet to scout the tech. Mine's just going to be going up. Gets 2 probes. And checking the vision here, Purple did scout the robotics bay. We should be seeing Vikings. We do need those Vikings. There we go. First Vikings are on the way. Prism's already coming into the main. And Purple's out of position. Is out of position. Else they do drop in. Purple responds with his entire army. That means the tank is exposed, and that means that Kamikaze, yeah, he can just go right in. Oh, the medevac does spot the main army though. Ooh, that's a cancel on the Ghost Academy. Nice pickup. Purple does save his third though. He will lose 7 SCVs. Kamikaze flowing his way back in. The Vikings, they have arrived. They hunt down the Prism. Prism is being hunted down. Likewise, Kamikaze building up towards 2 Colossus. Still has eyes on the main army. Playing it safe, playing it careful. Purple goes for his own move out. No force fields with this army. Kamikaze, this army is it's exposed. Yeah, he has to get the hell out of here. And Purple, he has a very nice supply lead. And even with 3 Colossi, I mean, Purple, he can break through. Stims in. Oof, bleeds out a lot of Marines though. I mean, with 3 Colossi, this Bio army, it takes a couple of swipes and it's just going to evaporate. The supply does lie. Sure, purple he has a lot of armor supply, but it's mainly marine against Colossi of all things. He's trying to reposition. I mean, the Vikings have potential. Speaking of Vikings, they turn away. Fourth Colossus has arrived. Jesus. And that's going to be a kill, not a cancel. Nice pickup. He scans, looking for another expansion. Colossus coming in from behind. A massive tank volley is going to be going up. But he gets us up with the tanks. The tanks are going to go down. The Vikings are doing what they can. The Gateway army here getting quite low. Is close. The Vikings, they pop up. They take down one of the Colossus. Yeah, massive pickup. He gets one. And he can try to go for the others. Oh, they do miss rally though. Yeah, Vikings, they miss rally. Tank gets left behind. Nova goes off. No major connection. He's diving in. Should get another Colossus. Yeah, gets one more. There's 3 left. Army's rallying in. He gets, barely not the final Colossus. And purple, he is running out of steam here. He does get it into the middle line though. Does bust in. Probe's going to be going down. Nice target firing. But purple, he will be cleaned up. Does get cleaned up. Does have to pull away. Likewise, reinforcements, they do hit to the 3rd. Getting a pylon. Not much more than that. Purple has to race back. 4 CCs on the way. Purple just has to calm things down, build back up. Again, Kamikaze fought well for himself. I mean, he preserved most of his Colossus, despite being heavily down in army supply. Kamikaze, he did trade well, but GG gets called. He taps out, and purple ties up the series 1-1. GG. Kamikaze with too much of a deficit there, and purple, he forces the ace match. Let's go. Oh my god. Does force the ace match. And with that, we're going all the way to game number 3. And I want to believe in the power of purple. I want to believe. Let's go. Send it, baby. Take it all the way. As we're getting ready for that final game. And we'll see how this story ends, as game 3 is going to be on Ultra Love. Now, after losing a game, we'll see if Kamikaze, if he is scared enough to switch to his main race. He's been trying to have some fun and trying to clown on purple with his off race, but it looks like, that's going to be the case. Kamikaze, upon being forced to the ace match, he is switching to Terran. Doesn't want to leave it to chance. Now we're getting into Ultra Love for that final game. Are getting there. Meanwhile, looks like the rest of the bracket is progressing. We'll get there. We'll catch up on the rest of the brackets. For now, we're settling into game 3. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of Ultra Love, we have our Brazilian Terran player forced to play his main race after being forced into the ace match. We'll see if he can bring it back. Representing Eximius Gaming, it is Kamikaze. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have the other Brazilian Terran player, the purple Terran, representing Eximius Gaming as well. It is purple. Here we go. Here we go. As again, Kamikaze is the favorite player in this series, but only favored because he's a GM Terran. He's a GM Terran player, and now he can switch back to what he does best, which is play Terran. Opening up double gas, that means faster factory, delayed CC for Kamikaze. Kamikaze doesn't just play Terran though, he is known for mech. He's known for meching it up quite often, so maybe embracing more mech style here against purple. Likewise, not just mech play, but whenever he does play bio, he is often very drop heavy as well. You know, he lives up to his name. We've seen Kamikaze many a time doom drop into the main base of his Terran opponent and lose everything. go for the Kamikaze maneuver. Has happened before, especially against some of these other GM Terran players in Brazil. Players like Yan, players like Inexorable, they both come to mind. But Yen is not in this week's tournament, and Inexorable is on the other side of the bracket. So Kamikaze, he is avoiding those other top Terrans. And we'll see how he compares to Purple. Now there's that factory follow-up. Likewise, Purple, I've been focusing a lot on Kamikaze's opener. Purple, likewise, double gas into a faster factory. Delayed CC from our Purple Terran player. Now we can settle in. Here we go. I'm cheering for Purple because his name gives me pleasure. Let's go. Let's go. Beautiful. As Reapers, they do engage Purple. Gets the better of Kamikaze there. Gets an extra shot off. Gets the shots. Gets the KDA charge. We'll back off from here. We'll back up. Players are going to be settling in. Tech lab on the factory. Ooh, double Reaper there. They bust into the main. They bust into the main base. Marine goes down. SCV as well. Nice delay here on the starport. Kamikaze pulls out. But not a bad start. Interesting. Purple going to be staying on one base. I just assumed that he had expanded. Kamikaze as well. He does check. Does check. Does confirm. No expansion for Purple. Purple, one base all in. He's going for a one base all in. Fast tank production, I would imagine, into either Vikings or Medivacs for a move out across the map. Back at home, Kamikaze, he's now aware he did scout, and he is getting ready. Taking his natural. Getting to his own tank production. Is going to be Vikings here from Purple. Makes sense, just so we can gain air control, support his army, and commit across the map. As he moves out, the Reapers, they do confirm. They spot the move out. To spot the move outs. Nice control there by Kamikaze. Does get away with those two Reapers. And Purple, it's all or nothing for Purple. Bunker is done. The tank is getting set up. Of course, Kamikaze has the high ground advantage. Likewise, Kamikaze going for a second starport to try to gain air control. Going Mass Viking. So Kamikaze eventually can outproduce the Viking count of Purple, but not yet. Still gearing up. Of course, tanks, they can shoot further they can see. That's why it's so important to gain air control. It's all about those Vikings. Likewise, second starport also on the way for Purple, but it is far later than that of Kamikaze. To be poking, Kamikaze shoots first. He does shoot first. He will win the battle in the air. Gets an extra shot as well. Vikings being forced back. Reapers into the main. Not much to defend. The boys are being pulled. And Purple's getting pulled apart. Gonna be 2, 3, soon to be 4 SCV kills. Ay. Another Viking goes down. And Kamikaze, he's looking quite comfortable here. Maintains that air superiority. Takes down the final Viking. Tanks are slowly gaining ground. Reapers are still active. They've got 8 SCVs already, and they're crippling the economy here. Ay. And these two Reapers may just end the game. Unironically, they might just end the game here and now, as they get 11 SCVs, 12 SCV kills. And Purple, he has no pushing power. He has no pushing power here. He still bleeds out more Vikings. Did not finish that second starport. He has no economy. Down to 13 SCVs, down to 12 SCVs. As the final Reaper finally goes down. And Purple, he backs off. I mean, he can't really do anything here. And momentum is quickly swung in favor of Kamikaze. Again, the longer this goes on, the better it is for the blue Terran. He's up in economy, up in bases, up in army. Oh, the lock-on is brutal, and he gets another tank. Another tank goes down. The Vikings land. And there's almost nothing left. Almost nothing left here for Purple. Down to 2 tanks. Nice tank flow is going up. Ooh. Punishing Kamikaze. Likewise, Kamikaze lost 2 Vikings in the process. Down to 1. Tank's getting within range. Take down a depot. The racks as well. Their production's under fire. The starport under fire as well. Now Purple, he is building up a decent Viking count, but again, he's still just being overwhelmed. As Kamikaze, he's just saturating his bases, getting his natural up and running. The racks burns down. And Vikings, they do a surprising amount of damage here. They're shutting down the buildings. Tanks, they move forward. A bold move of the Liberator. Very bold move. Vikings, they bust into the mineral line. 6 more CVs. Purple back down to 13 workers once again. Not even a one-base economy. And Kamikaze just has to play it safe. Just has to play it safe. Behind this, he's going for a 3rd starport. Getting his 3rd base up and running. Moving to secure himself. Oh my god. As he does pick up another tank. Kamikaze slowly edging forward, pushing within tank range. Vikings, they land, and Kamikaze gets a full surround. He gets a full surround, cleans up the army. GG gets called. And the Kamikaze will take the series 2-1, advancing on to the semi-finals. GG. GG, well played. He will take the series, will advance on, but a shout out to Purple for forcing the ace match. Again, Kamikaze, he was overconfident, and he did, as a result, off race as Protoss. We even saw him almost lose game 1, but did force the ace match. Kamikaze forced to play his main race instead, and with his main race was looking much more dominant here, much more in control for the most part, was able to scout, confirm the one base all in, and shut it down. Very well done. Very well done here by Kamikaze. Shout out to Purple, though, of course, for making a series out of this, and that leads us into the bracket.